Penn State football here on the only network built by the players. So we look for being able to talk about some Penn State football here tonight. Our anchor on our show tonight is the Grizz. We have the big dude, Yaacov, Yisrael. My name is Dreibelbis, and we'll be covering a recap of Penn State's football game last week, looking ahead to this week to Minnesota, and talking some college football as we go. Good evening, gentlemen. Welcome aboard to another fun-filled weekend here on the fastest hour of college football.
What's going on? Hey.
A rough loss for us, gentlemen. We kind of knew it was coming. I'm thankful it wasn't as bad as it could have been, but we kind of knew that was coming, and we got some injuries and some men out and down, and we're hurting. And, it's that time we just got to take another foot right after the other and move ahead to the next game and learn from our mistakes and just keep pursuing excellence.
Hey, you said the right thing, man. As long as the guys got to go out there and learn from their mistakes, we know Michigan was going to go out there. They had home turf. They've been averaging, close to 50 games. So I thought the guys went out there and fought well. Considering, I expected them to put up a little bit more points than what they did. Only thing we can do right now is look forward to the next game and get ready for Minnesota. Like I said, make corrections and go forward, man. Putting that loss behind us and try not to let it happen again.
Absolutely. I don't think we have to spend too much time. There's some things we probably want to look at that went on with last game and some things that maybe you can comment on, Jimmy, on a defensive side of the ball there, being able to maybe give some thoughts and ideas of what Penn State needs to do now in a situation like it's in, with having to all of a sudden come up with some linebackers with guys down and out.
Yeah, I know the guys is down and out. You can never measure a team's heart. And for me, I don't like speaking negative about Penn State, but I had girls and stuff, Penn State alumni, text me and call me and stuff and say, "What's going on? Like, I can do that. I'm shooting up next week." And I don't say that as a shot at Penn State. I say that in a sense of where just the effort was there. We have to have a next man up mentality to where if a guy goes down, here's your opportunity. You got guys who want to make it pro. You have guys who want to make a name for themselves and so on. Take advantage of the situation. Keep in mind, I'm a living example of that. When I was being told every week in practice that you're best, oh man, you're probably one of the best defensive linemen we faced in the Big Ten and everything else and so on. And then all of a sudden, the opportunity came for me to get on the field, and that's what I became. I became one of the best defensive linemen in the Big Ten because I had the opportunity. So now it all starts in practice, and I like I said, I can't wait to get out there because I see a lot of poor technique and a lot of stuff that's actually being coached. And I'm not saying that for no one's job or stuff like that, but it's the difference between this. It's the game of inches. And I'm watching a guy practice an extra step that he doesn't need. That's the difference between making a game-saving tackle and them having a touchdown. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like it's this effort and just a little bit of tweaks on techniques, and especially from guys that have been there before and guys who played on that field, guys who know what it's like to be under pressure, know what it's like to have the spotlight on them and so on, and know what it's like to come off the bench and be a backup and be thrust into the fire. So I just think in terms of effort, we just need to have a better effort. I would be, if Penn State put up 20, I would have been satisfied. I would be like, all right, you know what, at least they fought. They went out and they fought, but 3, 10, whatever it was, I was like, Jesus.
Yeah,
I just can't handle that part.
That was rough. That was really rough. And
yeah,
I actually kind of thought that Michigan kind of took it easy. I think they coasted a good bit too. So I don't think they were.
I felt the same way.
Yeah, I'm not saying to be funny. I mean, I'm serious. When I watched them compared to other games, I think they saw they had it and they coasted. And I think Harbaugh probably dialed it back a little bit for the looking for the weeks ahead, not wanting to get anybody hurt. So yeah. I mean, that's just my thoughts. Yaacov, what did you think?
Yeah, I guess thinking about our offense, just a stat was Saquon Barkley. He totaled 136 all-purpose yards. So 77 of his yards was receiving. So his rushing yards, wasn't even over 70. So, I think that's something we've been kind of struggling with, and I think we got to figure out how to get him the ball, and I felt like Coach Franklin made a nice point that, they're looking to try to find as many ways as there is to get different ways to get him the ball. Because, we're going to be struggling if he can't get going anywhere. So.
Yeah, you have to run the ball for sure. I mean, the time of possession wasn't too bad, but it's just like we weren't putting points on the board.
You know what it is? A lot of guys. I mean, we put Larry Johnson up there in terms of what he's done while he was at Penn State. What I loved about Larry was he was an all-purpose guy, and we have that in Barkley. He has good hands, he can run the ball and so on. But it's tough when you're in this position to where you're using him as a workhorse early in his career and so on, so where we're trying to get him the ball in order to win. The reason why Larry, from my position, only had one great year at running back, not knocking him, is because before him we had, while he was there, we had Omar Easy, we had Kenny Watson, we had Eric McCool, we had Larry Johnson returning punts and kicks and so on, and
Drummond was in there too.
Eddie Drummond and so on. We had so many solid running backs, so many solid athletes. And I know, like I said, we had sanctions and different stuff that was on us to where we didn't get these caliber of players and so on. We didn't have 5 and 6 running backs to choose from right now. So far, it's been Barkley or nothing when it comes to running the ball. And I don't like that. Yeah. I like being versatile, and I don't want to have us in a position where we now trying to find ways to have to get Barkley open. Let's try to find ways to develop other players so we could be as strong as our weakest link. That's what I'm looking forward to. So in a game where we're getting blown out and so on, I don't want our first string out there playing against their seconds and their thirds. Let's get our seconds and our thirds some reps and so on. I mean, what's going to happen? We're going, okay, what's going to happen? We're only going to get our guys better. The game is already out of control.
Right.
So don't look at it as a pride thing and say, oh, well, we kept our guys out. We kept fighting. Well, okay, well, guess what? We also got our second and third strings out there and got some live action. Not just the guy that they're practice against every day and so on. Some unexpected stuff. When you're in practice and I'm going against, Gus Felder or Kareem McKenzie or Jordan Caruso or Floyd Weatherburn and so on, I know those guys. Day in, day out, I know their strengths, their weaknesses. I know what they're doing from watching myself and so on. And it's like a season-long preparation for a guy that I'm literally trying to earn my spot against. You understand? Right. That's how you look at practice. Because this is the guy that you're scrimmaging against, breaking down and so on. And daily, what I used to do was I used to try to find ways for me. If it didn't work in practice, I didn't use it in the game. If we go into scrimmage, I will use the stuff that I would use in the game. And maybe I'll pick like 2 or 3 moves. Today I'm working these 2 moves and so on. These are my go-to moves that work in the game. I'm going to use these 2 moves if I need them during practice. But other than that, I'm working a spin move, I'm working an in-out-in move, I'm working a jab move, I'm working my slant move, I'm working a club move, a swim move, and I'm trying to make sure that I can transfer my practice move into the game. But like I said, the reason why I'm working those moves is because I want to have that transfer. But now I can't really see if it works if the guy that I'm going against every day in practice know my game, know my hand placement, know what I'm doing. So we should have got those younger guys out there so they could get some live bullets and know that we cocked and loaded and we're ready to go. So God forbid, if something happens to another player in front of us when we play Minnesota this week, we had a guy who just got a couple 5 or 6 nuts this last week to build confidence. We already know we're a young team, so let's get as many players developed as possible.
Well,
since watching this, I'm gonna cut it short real quick. Since watching Penn State ball as closely as I'm watching it now, I feel so bad for my backup when I was in college. because, like I told you guys last time, Coach Paterno told me a tired Jimmy Kennedy changes the blocking scheme. A tired Jimmy Kennedy changes the blocking scheme. So even when I'm out there and I'm tired, I'm still going to get double teamed. The linebackers are still going to be open. But guess what? I had a hard-working 10 Falls behind me. I had a hard-working Tyler Belowski behind me. And I wish that I would have, sadly, now I'm looking back saying, man, if I would have just got hurt a couple of times, whatever the case can be, even when I was low, they could have got out there and got some opportunities and probably had a chance at being pro or make a name for themselves, because these guys were All-Americans and stuff from high school. Yeah, but I just was a better guy. Yeah. You understand? And I think that's what happened with Penn State. We got I was always told the best ability is availability. So I always played through injury. I was always making myself available. You understand? And because that's not how it is today. When we played back in the day, Yaacov, there was a thing of toughness. They wanted guys that were smart. Oh, yeah. They were student athletes, but it was like, hey, what you want me to do, coach? Run through that wall? It was football. Yeah. I was one of those guys who stood up when Romanowski spit in that guy's face. I was like, oh, yeah, that's how you play ball. I see you. Take his will away. Yeah. Take his will away. I mean, we had Ronnie Lott lose a finger and literally kept playing. Yeah. And I guess, I don't know, I'm not calling no one soft or nothing like that. I just came from an era of that. So then now even when I look at my game tape now, because I continue to build on that passion, on that attitude, that when I look at the film now, I can't stand looking at what I did in college. I'm like, oh my God, I wasn't playing tough enough. Because when I went to the pros, my first year pro was totally different from my ninth year as a pro. My ninth year as a pro, I call myself a killer. If you look, my first year I had on white shoes and white gloves and so on and whatever and all that stuff, and the color of my we Rams, we blue and gold. I got blue and gold shoes on. My senior year, my ninth year as a pro, I had on black shoes, black tape, black gloves, and I called them my OJs. And I'm going to choke somebody. And I don't mean to be offensive. That just was the mindset. And I want our guys to have that. It's nothing like that guy who's scrappy. We all had that. In every sport that we played, basketball, football, or so, we had that guy that was just a gnat. Who, no matter what the situation, he just won't go away. He won't go away. Yeah. Let me tell you what happened. I hate this week. This week we got Minnesota coming up. Right. And guess what? We had a chance of going undefeated and so on, and Minnesota was that net. And they beat us that year when we was ranked number 1 and number 2. You guys remember that? They beat us and we lost the next 3 straight.
Yeah, that was 99.
Yeah. They beat us and there was that net, they just kept scrapping. I was like, oh my God, what is going on? And then that's when I learned, because in high school I was 33-3. That's what my high school record was. So when we was out there, it wasn't a chance for anyone to throw stones at us. We was at the top of the mountain. I lost 2 games my senior year. One was to my high school coach's brother who had cancer and passed away. You know what I'm saying? Another one was the exit in the playoffs. And guess what? We had a rain delay twice to where the game was supposed to be played on Saturday. We didn't play it Tuesday night.
Wow.
They had a chance to make adjustments and we lost that game. You know what I'm saying? So, and I'm still upset about it. So I just want to see our guys, and I apologize for taking over the show right now, fellas. No. But this is the passion that I'm talking about that I want our guys to have. And you can't coach that. Our guys gotta want that. Our guys gotta know there's the reason why we took our names off the back of a jersey again. You understand? We're a team, and we can't just be focused just on one guy.
Yeah. And I was gonna mention too, though, I think it's very important because, and I've been saying this, but I haven't been able to get to the next meeting with the Letterman, but I'm gonna definitely mention it. But we need to get guys to come back from those times, like you and LeVar, Courtney Brown, Brandon Short. Like we need guys like that to come back and talk to the teams, before, because right now we are 0-9 against any of the top 10, those top like 4 or 5 teams in the Big Ten. We're 0-9.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like really nobody in the program right now has ever beaten a Michigan or Michigan State, Ohio State. We were close that one year, but nobody's ever beaten them. So it's like, they need people to come in there that have beaten them, that have beaten Ohio State, have beaten those teams, and talk to the kids. Because I feel like that's what it's going to take for us to get over the hump. Because, when you're going against Ohio State, it's going to take passion to beat them. Like, you're going to need some strong passion. I don't care how good you are. You could be the number 1 versus number 2. It's going to take some passion to beat them, because that's how they play. So, we got to figure out how to get that to the kids.
Well, you both you guys have, that NFL experience, and there's this thing called intrinsic motivation and extrinsic motivation, and you got to be hungry. You have to want to play, and I'll tell you what, this goes back. This is generational differences, because we're 30 years out, and yeah, I was just a kicker. Okay, yeah, I get that, but you know what? I would not want to be on a team if I'm not going to be striving for that starting job. Okay, that's just it. I'm not satisfied with who I am if I'm not the best. All right, and I grew up being told, hey, you have to be the best if you want to play. If you're the best, you're going to play. Now that's not always the case. All right, because of money. All right, that's just that's the reality of the politics of it. But apart from that,
yeah, you're speaking pro level though. Yeah,
that's right. That's true. And college in a sense with scholarships and money. Okay, but you have to want it. And I won't say who it was. And this is going back probably 10 years ago. I stopped out at a practice and I saw the guys kicking it. And I talked to this one guy, and I was like, "Well, you got some years left here. What's your plans?" I said, "What's it look like being able to start?" "Well, I'll never start here." I said, "Well, if you're never going to start, why don't you go somewhere so you can play?" And he's like, "No, I'm just kind of content here being on the team." I'm like, when I heard that, I wanted to choke the kid. If I was the head coach, I would have kicked him off the team. All right. How dare you say that you're just happy just to be on the team? I don't want guys that are just happy to be on the team. I want guys that will do everything they can to be on that field starting on a Saturday. If you don't have that within you, then you should not be there.
Skip, I agree. I'm like 50-50 on that, because I agree and I disagree.
Okay.
You have to keep in mind that some people, although I don't like the ending and how it ended, a lot of people just want to play for a legend. You understand? A lot of people just want to share. A lot of people just want to share the field and so on. I had a guy that was literally, his dad played. His dad was an All-American. I'm not gonna call him out. His dad was an All-American on the Coach Maternal and everything else. He heard so many stories as a kid and everything else, so that he wanted to go out there and see what that was about. You know what I'm saying? He was a walk-on. He played 2 years or so on, and then his last year, he was done and said he just wanted to focus on school and academics and so on. And, happily married now, still keep in touch with stuff. Great guy and so on, got 3 kids, wife, everything. So Ben actually took over his father's business, who's a Penn State and everything else. So at the time, it's like, I agree with you if you want that passion, but it's also legacy and stuff that plays a part in that too. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't just about the game. It's one in certain situations.
Okay. Yes, I could understand that to a certain degree, but there's got to be something. I mean, listen, everybody who's up there has an A personality. We're the guys that have the drive. We're success driven. You don't get to D1 football unless you have some type of drive within you to pursue excellence. But you're right. I mean, you got to have a work ethic, and you got to want it. And it's more than just wanting it in your mind. You have to. That translates to every part of your being out there on that field. And so, will we see that happen? I don't know. I agree with you, Yaacov. And part of me thought, over the weekend, I thought, should I just go up and to practice and just stand there and just not say nothing, but just to show the support, just to say, hey, we're behind you guys and stuff like that. But we get caught up in our lives and we're busy. We got stuff going on in our businesses and things like that. And you put it off, and I kind of feel bad about it, because of all weeks, this is the time these guys need it. Excuse me. And and stepping back a little bit again, looking back to the Penn State game last week, I can see why Harbaugh dialed it back and put his guys in. He did, because you know who they play this week? They're playing Wisconsin.
Mm-hmm.
So they dialed it back.
Yeah.
But I agree with you, Jimmy. If they're dialing it back, we need to dial it back and let our 2 and 3 guys get out there and get that game experience, because you're only one play away from having to be the starter, and we're finding that out. We're finding that out.
And another reason why I say it is like I said, because we're so young. We're one of the youngest teams out there. Now, here's another thing that happened, which I want to get up there, to not necessarily save Coach Franklin's job, because I think he's doing an excellent job.
Sure.
But when Les Miles gets fired, guess what the rumbling starts?
Oh, they're already starting that silliness. I can't believe I heard that already. And I'm like, get real.
Exactly.
Yeah, I was talking to Big Dude last night about it. I was like, these people got to get real. They just don't understand. And that's not the Penn State way. It disappoints me when fans want to get like that. Penn State's not the easy come, easy go type thing, kick somebody by the side. Penn State's in it for the long haul. It's part of a tradition.
Yeah, we're loyal.
Yes, and it's part of a tradition. It's part of buying into the right type of person. And, Coach Franklin's that right type of guy. He's the right one for the job. And we have to, everybody's got to get behind him and stand behind him. And we need to support our team. And you can't make brash decisions like this just because somebody else from some other SEC team gets kicked by the wayside. I mean, that's stupid. But, some people have their prejudices. Some people have their own ideas, and they think they know football. But we're always going to have that. But I've already heard the rumblings about stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly right.
Well, we need to be careful. Let me say this: what we got to be careful about is let's hope that those rumblings don't fall upon the wrong ears up here when it comes to trustees, because we've seen the disaster that can happen at a university when people start listening to the wrong people and doing the wrong things.
I totally agree. And sadly, when it's all said and done, I'm not against Les Miles or nothing like that, but I am for Coach Franklin. Les Miles got fired because he couldn't keep up with the transition of the game right now in college. To have big time receivers and so on, and continually just want to run the ball and not put up the points that he's able to put up and everything else. So keeping the game tight and so on. We don't need that. That's the old Penn State way and everything else. When we had Curtis Enos and those Collins boys and different guys that we had running the balls and so on. So I just hope that we're still young. That's what's bothering me. It's like, we're not out of the whole thing right now if we have one bad game. We had one bad game versus the number 4 team in the nation.
Right.
Calm down. We're good.
Right.
We're all right. The Big Ten right now this year is stronger than ever. We have how many teams ranked within the top 10 and so on, top 11 before this whole weekend hit. So let's calm down now.
That's right.
We got the youngest team, one of the youngest teams in college football right now.
Right. There's probably a few coaches that can get away with old school football and not lose a job, like maybe somebody like Paul Johnson down there at Georgia Tech. That's old school football, but the man's a genius, and they're not going to get rid of him. All right, it doesn't matter. That game's not passing him by. He's finding ways to win, even with an old school football type of offensive game. And that's actually, if it's executed exceptionally well, they're going to be a tough team to play against. So. Yeah, but each one's they're again, Miles and Johnson are totally different type of offenses, and you're right though. Let's see some positive things come about. Let's hope the fans come out and last thing I want to hear on Saturday is anybody starting to boo anybody at Penn State, because we're playing some of the we have one of the toughest schedules in college football. We knew this. We talked about this before the season began. Right. That Penn State has a really tough schedule this year. All right, there's nobody who doesn't want to knock us off. Look at the rest of our schedule. It's a tough schedule, and it's going to it's going to be a tough fight the rest of the year through with everybody we play. And that being said, too, like you touched on it, Jimmy, the Big Ten this year, I think, has the teams that are most likely going to be on the national championship. One of the teams in the Big Ten is going to be there. It's just going to happen. And I think they're going to have probably some of the most exciting games being played. And I know Penn State's playing at at the same time, which disappoints you. I wanted to watch the Wisconsin-Michigan game. That's going to be a great football game. I'm going to have to put it on the recorder so I can, watch it after the Penn State game, because that's going to be one of the greatest games to watch this year. There's a lot of great games this year in the Big Ten with the teams playing the quality football they are this year. And I hope the fans can take a step back and just relax, get behind everybody here. Let's root on through it. The season's not lost, and we have some great opportunities for some upsets yet this year if our team comes together and the ball bounces our way.
Speaking of ball bouncing our way, that's all I hope for, because we gotta stop these turnovers, man. We've been averaging four turnovers a game right now.
Yeah.
4 fumbles a game.
I was gonna mention too with that stat on Barkley. He was the leading receiver with 77 yards, and he was also the leading rusher. So that's something that we definitely got to figure out, because if our leading receiver is running back, that's going to be it's going to be rough. It's going to be a
long day, right?
Well, our third downs, we're not converting on third downs. I mean, it's 2 of 12. 2 of 12.
Yeah.
Okay. Because
we're not making it manageable.
Well, that's just it. You can't have that happen and win football games. So you gotta adjust and move things, shuffle people around as you have to. When you have guys getting hurt, you'll see guys switch to both sides of the ball. And if that's what has to happen, then make the switches and use the talent where you got to put it. And as a coach, I can say, look, every position's up for grabs, guys. You want to play? Let's go.
Yeah. Did you? I didn't know if you guys caught we did touch on a little bit how the 3 starting linebackers were out, and they said that they combined for 63 starts, and then the next group that came in combined for 3 starts.
Mm-hmm.
That group that came in, that the starting linebacker group, they combined for 3 starts. And then the one boy, Brandon Smith, got charged for that targeting, which was actually wrong. That wasn't right.
Yeah, they changed that today.
Yeah. How is that possible, though? We lose a linebacker for him going for the ball. That was outrageous.
Right. Well,
yeah,
that's that rule again that just doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
And then listen to this, though. Listen to this. The guy that came in for him ended up, Jan Johnson, he suffered a season-ending injury. So he was out, and then a true freshman, Cameron Brown, came in the game and got 10 tackles. And they said the stat is that he's the first Penn State true freshman linebacker to total double-digit tackles since 2010.
And what I love about that is he went in there young with that next man up mentality.
That sounds like he told to me.
Yeah. He went in there young with that next man. Oh, it's my turn? Okay, cool. Let's go. Let me get 10 tackles.
Right
10 tackles? Think about it. Right. No, think about this. He's third on the depth chart. Third. He's out there. You got the 2 starters. You got the 3 starters. He's behind one of them. Then the guy that came in went out there and got a season-ending injury. And now he's up. And he takes advantage of that opportunity. That's what I'm talking about. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that I watched him and I focused on him. The game was just, there was a lot going on in the game without taking shots. But I don't think he was falling into place. Those are guys that we want out there. Those are guys that's going to learn and everything else. Guess what's going to happen the next time he plays ball? When he goes out there and he plays, let's say, a slower Minnesota team. A Minnesota team that's not as powerful, it's not, as dominant as Michigan was.
Mm-hmm.
It's just confidence. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, I wanted to mention. Oh wait, Go ahead, Skip.
No, go Yaacov.
I wanted to.
Go ahead, Yaacov.
Yeah, I just wanted to comment on Minnesota averaging 40 points a game. They're 3-0. They scored touchdowns in all but one time in the red zone, and they rank nationally in third down conversions and in preventing negative plays like sacks, tackles for loss, and turnovers. Another note is they have a starting tight end that's 6'10", 275.
Did you say that right? 6'10"? No, wait, Yaacov. Did you say 6'10"?
Yeah, 6'10", 275.
He's a little lean.
I'll start him up.
Yeah.
That's their starting tight end. And then they also got, wait a minute, they got another guy. Hold on.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you this. I don't care how big he is. I want to see his heart. You know, big that, he can't run.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
He ain't trying to catch that ball over the middle, take them big dude legs out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Make him pay. Make him pay.
Make him pay.
That's right. You want to get it, you're going to pay. No, I was just surprised at that height. I mean, 6'10's.
That tight end is.
I mean,
yeah.
But he's pretty
big.
light, though. You know, he's got to admit he's pretty light for that.
And then they got a tackle. They got an offensive tackle, Jonah, number 79. That's 6'9", 325. He's their starting offensive tackle. So they got an offensive tackle.
He might be something. He might be
like the Grizz. It sounds like the Grizz right there.
You know, you never know, man. He's, see, in my situation, man,
okay, but look at this too, though. Listen at this. Their quarterback is leading Minnesota's history in rushing touchdowns.
Wow.
Okay.
So this team is not a team to sleep on. This team is not a team to sleep on. I mean, they beat Oregon State, which I guess only won one game or something last year.
Right.
They beat Colorado State last week, and I guess that might have been the best team that they beat.
Right. Well, they're 3-0. Yeah, they're 3-0 in a regular season coming into this game. They want to win, okay, and it's going to be a hard game for us.
Yeah, I just don't. They're definitely not a team to sleep on. Like they got some size. They got some. Their quarterback likes to run. So, they definitely could give us some issues with our linebackers, and also having a defensive line that's young and still trying to figure out how to stop the run.
In the words of the great Denny Green, they are who we thought they was. You want to crown them, then crown them. If you want to crown them, hey, listen, we just got to go out there and play the game.
Right.
We can't worry about one or two guys. And so we get a tight end that catch the ball. We got to make sure we have some linebackers and so on, some cover guys that's going to go out there and guard the guy up. For me, because like Skip said, he's a little bit light and everything else, it just sounds like a jump-off situation for the most part.
Right.
Third down and so on, put them in there and toss it high.
Right.
Right.
But you hit him coming off the line. You got to hit him coming off the line. You try to keep him at home because even if you disguise a blitz and make him stay at home, anything you can to just throw him off his pattern. Just little things like that are going to make the difference in a game like that. And of course, then you put the pressure. You got to put some pressure on the quarterback. Don't give him the opportunity to throw it to him.
Yeah, and definitely being at home, I think it'll be huge for us. And then we have our next 3 games at home. We got Maryland. Not our next 3 games, but we won't travel till late October. But we got Minnesota, then we got Maryland on the 8th.
We got to bye.
And then Ohio State the 22nd.
Right. Well, we have a week off.
So,
we got a week off before Ohio State, and we need it. We need it.
Yeah, that's the bye week. Yeah, so we got 3 home games in a row.
Right.
Yeah, we got 3 home games in a row. So I think that'll be a plus. That'll definitely be a plus.
Right. But going forward, the rest of the season, they're all going to be tough wins. And if we could come up with just a knockoff win somehow in some way against Ohio State, I don't see it happening, but it'd be great to pull out a win against a team like that. Somebody who's ranked high that says, hey, we are still here. We may not win the Big Ten this year, but you know what? We're still going to come and smash it, and we can pull out a win. That's what we need. But it's for a coach, it's going to be it's not going to be easy to try to motivate the team. You have to really, a week like this, you really got to start trying to motivate your players. You really got to.
I agree. I don't think our guys that we have a full. Let me go. It's still Penn State pride there.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I'm just speaking in terms of effort. When it's all said and done, it's about bragging rights now. Now you can't be out there and have your family and your friends saying, hey, I saw you get slammed on that play. I saw you do this. I saw you do that. You still got to go out there and play with a little effort and heart,
That's right.
So I'm not questioning the guys like that. I think they'll be fine when it comes to practicing hard, and I don't think they're going to go into the tank.
No.
Yeah, another interesting thing, how you was talking about like the fight and want and all that type of stuff. Like, even though people would talk about like our offense, like we didn't really run a lot of shotgun, when Joe popped, but we had like a hard-nosed offense. Like, our offense was still like extremely tough, because it wasn't fancy. It wasn't like, the offense we have now is different because it's not as power-oriented. It's not as power-oriented like what we've had in the past, and that could be a lot of where we got that toughness, because our offense was tough, even though it wasn't, as flashy like other offenses. It was still a tough, hard-nosed offense. So I do think, maybe this finesse might, I don't know if that, if the mentality goes with that too or not. I don't know.
I miss.
What do you guys think?
Well, let me say this one, Jimmy, and then you can jump in on this. But I actually miss the old Penn State where we will run the ball at you until we have to pass. I miss that type of football. I see that with other teams still out there today, some of the ones, but I miss that football. I miss when we will run. I like being a running offense. We are going to put our guys up there, and we're going to pound you with the ball running it until we absolutely have to pass. I like that type of football. I miss it. That's just me. Now, I realize football's gone through and made a lot of changes in shifts, and we've seen it. Even while Joe was still winding up his career here, he went out and was trying to pick up the West Coast, trying to change and modify things around a little bit. I don't like it, and I personally that's just me. But I'm an old school. I'm an old guy, so I like the teams that are just going to pound you with the run game until you absolutely have to pass it. And you know what? If you do that type of football well, and we still see it today in both leagues, all right, when you run the football effectively, it opens up the pass. It's just the way it works.
Yeah.
And I still think that type of we see that with the teams that are doing well today. And but that's just me. That's all I had to say, Jimmy. I didn't mean to jump in there.
No, you're fine. Always.
But let me just jump in quick though on that real quick, and then I know you want to. Well, go ahead, Jimmy. I'll go after you.
No, it's fine. Well, my situation was, just to piggyback off of what Skip said, me being a defensive guy, I'm fine with the offense going out there and doing what they're doing right now. I know Skip, kicker and everything else, so you want to see the offense, run the ball and so on and guarantee first downs and so on. I think we need to have the same mindset, but I think we need to have it on defense. When I was in Minnesota with the Vikings, what I loved about being a part of that, a part of the Williams Wall and having, Coach Dunbar and so on, because we led the team and we led the league for years in being number one versus the run. But when I was there, we became number one versus the run and number one versus the pass. In sacks, we led the league in sacks. You understand? Then the following year, we ended up getting number two in the run by 1 yard and we were number one in sacks yet again. What happened was we did exactly what Skip said just defensively. The focus has to be on, for Penn State, it has to be, let's go out there and let's stop the run. When we go out there and stop the run and make them one-dimensional and guarantee that they're one-dimensional, now we pin back our ears and we go get the quarterback.
Right.
Now
right.
it's time to go get him. That's not happening. We're letting the offense, so far, every offensive team that we played, go out there and they can do what they want to do, whether run, pass, or whatever it can be. Well, guess what? We don't want you to have 3rd and short. We want you to be 3rd and 5. That was the goal. Let's go out there and make them 3rd and 5. Let's go out there and make it tough on them, or more, 3rd and 5 or more. Understand? And then when that happens, the reason why we wanted that to happen, because we wanted first and 10, and they run the ball, and it's now it's 1st and 12. On second and 9, it's 2nd and 12, 2nd and 9. Second down, 3rd and 8. Now, guess what? That's a pass situation. You're not going to get us with that's either a quick screen or something like that. You're not running the ball on them. Because we just showed you these first 2 plays that you're going to get either 1 yard or 2 yards. So with 3rd and 8, you better not even think about running the ball unless it's trickery stuff.
Right.
You understand? We have to have that mentality. That's the mentality that I'm talking about. So if we do that, guess what? If we guarantee our offense a few more possessions. If we can win the turnover battle and get our offense the ball 2 more times and take Minnesota's ball away 2 more times, then why not?
Absolutely.
So then now that we have this pass-happy, run-happy offense or whatever it is, this balance that we're doing, now we're giving our chances, now we're giving our offense a few more chances to be successful at it. So let's have this attack mentality, but we need to pick it on one side of the ball. We're either going to pick it on offense and run the ball, and then guess what that's going to do? We're going to have time possession. The defense is going to be tired, and now they're going to be out there fresh and so on because we control the time and possession.
Right.
Or let's go out there and let's stop their run and get our offense the ball and let our offense continue to control time and possession. It works together.
Right. Yeah, well said. Well said, Jimmy. Well said.
Yaacov, you want to add into Yaacov?
Yeah, I was just going to mention. We was talking about the offenses, like the power, smash mouth, and the style we have now. I wanted to hear both of your guys' thoughts, because Saquon was Big Ten Player of the Week, Freshman of the Week. He was getting a lot of accolades. So, do you think it's because he's not at that statistical, I guess, measure now than he was last year? Do you think it's because they're keying on him more, or do you think the offense last year, because they have a little more power in it, was more suitable for him, or do you think this offense now is more suitable? Like, what are your guys' thoughts? Like, is it now that they're keying on him, or is it that the offense changed?
From my position, I think it's exactly what I just talked about. If the teams are going in to face Penn State thinking Barkley is the only one that can hurt us, let's take Barkley away. Let's go out there. Yeah. Let's stop the run. Let's take Barkley away. So it's not like they're keying on him and so on. What they're doing is they're making it one-dimensional. From the first game that we started covering this year, we were saying we got to make sure let's put the ball in this young quarterback's hands and see what he can do. You understand? Yeah. That's what they're doing. Let's make the quarterback beat us. That's what Pittsburgh is. Right. And then guess what? In the end, the inexperience is what hurt us. He made a bad throw and so on, and guess what? We lost the game with a chance to win. Yep. You understand? Yep. But they made it one dimensional. And guess what they're doing? They're saying, okay, fine. We had pride issues because of what Temple did against us the year before and beating us. So it was like, listen, that's not going to happen again. They come into our home and so on. We have our running back go out there and put up 5 touchdowns and so on. But it was a hard-fought game. It wasn't pretty. It wasn't a pretty game. It still was a tough game versus Temple. Temple was still in that game. You understand? So if they had a chance if they had a chance to really focus on Barkley and shut him down, and the reason why they was in that game because I believe he got injured that in the beginning of the game, his ankle and stuff like that. He missed a lot. So I think that's what's happening. It's not that teams are. You can key on Barkley all you want to. I think it goes back to this whole topic on what we were talking about all day today. Is we don't have a next man up. We had Barkley as the leading receiver and stuff last week. We had him running the ball, the leading rusher. So it's like you can't key in on him. Just like with this guy that they have at Michigan. I just lost my mind. Just that quick, number 5. He go out there. Yeah, Peppers play everywhere. Yeah. You can't key in on him.
Right.
Yeah. They put him at corner. They put him at linebacker. They put him at safety. They put him at receiver, running back. Like you can't key in.
Yeah,
we have that. We have that kind of talent on with Barkley. But what happens is, guess what? If you put him at receiver, we don't have someone that's going to compliment him. No disrespect to no one else, but let's double Barkley. You know what I'm saying? You know that okay, Barkley's out here at receiver. We don't have to worry about the running back that's running the ball. You understand? Yeah. It's like, well, guess what? What happens if you had Barkley at receiver and you had another Barkley back there as running the ball? Okay, well, cool. Put your Barkleys out there and spread the defense out and run the ball down they go.
Well, guess what, guys? It's that time. 5. We're down to our last few minutes already. The Fast Hour College Football, great place. We got to break off. We got to do some picks, and it's gonna be interesting this week to see how we pick them this week. Now
I wanted to check so quick. Who was the closest with the Penn State score?
Oh, I should have brought those stats with me.
I think I was 49.
Let me see.
I think I was 47-20. I think.
Yeah, you know what? I have them up on our website. Actually, I've been putting our stats up there. So our picks.
I didn't know if you guys
yeah
numbers.
Yeah, I have them by the week. Yeah, I was way off on that one. Let me see if I put that on there. That's from last week.
I think Jimmy was.
Let me see. I have it up on the site. Let's see.
Jimmy, you remember yours?
Yeah, he was Penn State by 14. No, that was that was Temple. Yep, I didn't get last week's up online yet, guys. My bad. I was looking online here quick to see if I have it. I'll publish it. I'll work on that tonight, guys. So.
Oh no, that's not
bad. My
Jimmy,
bad.
do you remember your pick or no?
Huh?
You remember what the score you picked for Penn State?
Oh, it was. I thought. I said 42-17.
Yeah.
So you probably was the closest then.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
I was 63-24.
Yeah, I think I was 47-20. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you was on it.
He's close. Hey, well, let's get into it this week, guys. We're winding short on time here already. We got Northwestern and Iowa.
I'm gonna go Iowa.
Yeah.
We'll go Iowa.
So do I. The big dude, we'll have to catch him. He couldn't make it in tonight. I hope he's all right. We have Rutgers and Ohio State, and let me guess, I don't think anybody's going to take Rutgers.
No.
All right, and then we have.
Nah.
Now this one might be interesting. Purdue, Maryland.
Say it again.
Purdue, Maryland. Purdue, Maryland.
I don't know. We play both of them.
We do. I'm picking Purdue. I think Purdue's going to get this one, even though it's at Maryland.
Yeah, I'm going with Maryland.
Okay. Yaacov?
I don't know.
Gotta pick somebody.
Flip a quarter. You won't tell anybody.
I think they might maybe be a little faster. I don't know if their speed will be too much to do or not.
Here's the hardest one that I'm still trying to think of is Wisconsin, Michigan. Because I'm really struggling.
So where is it at?
That one's at the Big House.
Yeah, I go on Michigan.
Are you?
Yeah, I'm gonna go on Michigan too.
Yeah, I think I'm going to have to do the same. But I still think Wisconsin could pull something out. You never know. It'll be a close game. That's what I would watch.
Oh yeah.
And then we're down to a couple minutes left here, guys. We'll get through these here. We have Illinois and Nebraska, and I went with Nebraska on that one.
Yeah, I agree.
And then we have Michigan State, Indiana.
Michigan State.
Yeah, Michigan State.
And of course, our last one here, Penn State, Minnesota.
Yeah, I got Penn State on this one. But I do think though it's gonna be I mean, you know, if we can slow them down offensively, you know, with that power game. But you know, we're missing our linebackers and we're missing our you know, we got a young D line in there, so I mean it might be a 7-point game, maybe 3-point game.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, I got me personally, I got to go with Minnesota on this one.
Yep,
I don't want to.
Yep.
But I say Minnesota only because we're weak at linebacker right now.
Yep.
It's the first thing.
That's a good point.
Well, we're weak at linebacker right now. That's the first thing. And the second thing, I think that Minnesota's going to come out and they're going to run the ball. And I don't like the way that our defensive line they're playing all year so far. So I think they're going to control the time of possession. They're going to run the ball, try to get the time. I mean, try to milk the clock, and then at the end, try to hit us with something late, something deep, or so on like that. A couple of passes and so on. I say
that's a good point.
I say 17-24, 24-17 or so on Minnesota.
Okay. I can understand that. I think you're, Jimmy. I think you're right on. I picked the same score, 24-17 Minnesota.
I don't want to. Listen,
I know.
I don't want to, but it makes sense. It's like reality. I don't want to. I hate picking any other team other than Penn State. Right. But the facts seem to be there. We have a young guy who went out there and played well with 10 tackles and so on. We have a couple. We have some guys that went out there that offensively that didn't really do anything this last game, and I don't think they're going to do anything.
He's loved by many. Michael Savage and the Savage Nation, exclusively on the voice of Center County, 970 AM WBLF, Bellefonte State College.
All right, Jay, just that brief station ID there, folks. Had to break in for that. That's a legal thing we have to do there. So pardon the interruption there, Jimmy. Back here talking Lions live here on Forever Lions Network, and just giving a little recap here of the game and picking our picks here and kind of justifying our thoughts about Penn State this week. And I'm with you, Jimmy, with all you said there. Yaacov, you were coming in, and what was your score, Yaacov?
Yeah, I'm looking at this average points per game. They're averaging 39.7 points per game. As I mentioned earlier, they scored on every single trip in the red zone except once. Ranked nationally in third down yard conversion. So, defensively, that's definitely going to be tough. So you're picking Penn State to win. So what's going to be your score? Yeah, I know that's what I'm doing.
Do you want to change your mind? You're going to change your mind?
I'm not changing my mind, but I'm just adjusting my score.
Penn State by 3. You're going to go Penn State by 3. That's okay.
So,
you want to go with a safety or an extra point?
I'm going to go. Wait a minute. I'm going to go. I'm gonna go. Hold on. I'm gonna go 28-27.
Whoa. Okay. Now,
Wow.
Now, here's what I want. Now, I just want to know how you get that, because remember, Minnesota has the guy that's 6'10" who can block the extra point. Are you talking Penn State losing by a blocked extra point? And they have that other guy. What? It's 6.
Hey, I just feel like our best chance to win is gonna be if we win this game. I think it's probably gonna be under 10-point win.
Right, but you're picking a 1 point. I just want to know, Yaacov, where are you getting this 1 point, man? Help me out.
Well, I mean, I'm just trying to figure it out, man. I don't know. I just feel like if we win this game, it's gonna be a matter of 1 to 10 points, but it's probably gonna be closer to 1. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of struggling with this one. I'm kind of struggling right now.
You got to change your mind here quick, because our time's winding out tonight, buddy.
Killing me, Yaacov.
I'm just gonna leave it even. I'm just gonna say 28-27. I'm just gonna go with that.
Jesus. All right, we're gonna go with that.
Okay. I wrote it down. I wrote it down.
I gotta give Penn State the benefit of the doubt.
Okay, but I just don't understand how you're gonna get that 1 point. All right. Now I can understand.
Well, we'll see on Saturday.
Well, we will. But if anything, I can see.
Yeah, you'll see it. You'll know what I'm talking about on Saturday.
I hope so, because the only thing I can see happening is that 1 point is that guy that they got at 6'10", and the other guy they got at 6'9", jumping up and blocking an extra point.
No, you're right. You're right. And you know what? That right there is going to give us some trouble too. I mean,
we going for 2. We going for 2. We going for 2.
Okay.
We going for 2.
Oh, that's it. We're going for 2 for the win, and
they gonna go for 2. They're going to go for 2 for the win.
Okay.
They're going to go for 2 for the win, and they're going to miss the 2-point conversion.
Okay. There you go. Good call. Okay, we live with that.
There we go.
There you go.
Hey, Jimmy, you helped him out of that one.
Yeah. Jesus.
Yeah, I appreciate that, Jimbo.
You helped him pull that one out. That's good. Well, you know what? The nice part about this being recorded.
Kimmy's struggling over there, man.
That's all right. Yeah. That's all right. Well, you know what? A few years from now, you go back and you'll play this back again on YouTube, and you're gonna be like, "Oh man, I can't believe I came up with that score." But I hope you're right, Yaacov. I actually really do. But it's gonna be a tough call. Well, guys, it's
you know that the 20 it could go to overtime. And they go 21-21 overtime. Okay. That might be the game.
Okay.
There we go.
Okay. Oh, yeah. You can keep playing it out. All right. Well, I hope you're right. Like I said, I hope you're right. Well, I'll tell you, it's been.
I know. I'm just.
It's all good. Hey, this is a fast hour. It is. This is a fast hour college football, folks, and it's always a lot of fun each week. And I personally am really thankful for Yaacov and Jimmy, and we miss Big Dude tonight, and we look forward to having him back here next week. And any other former player who wants to join us here on any Wednesday night. Now, Friday, we're going to be at the Giant. Be sure to come out there at Giant, pick up your tailgating needs, and we'll be there live from 5 to 7 on Friday night. So stop on out and join us. Jed Donovan at PA Sports Network, so we look forward to joining him out there, talking some Penn State football. We'll have some more laughs like this. Hey, Yaacov, I know this is the thing. Yaacov got out of it for Friday night, Jimmy. You know that? He won't be able to.
Yeah, I see that.
He's going to be busy coaching.
He's killing me.
Yeah.
I've been needing some help on Friday, Yaacov.
Yeah, well,
I know, man. The regular season's over into October.
Yeah.
But hopefully we can we can get in the postseason.
Wow.
But,
well, we'll see.
We'll see. We'll
will.
see. Last year the team was 3-7, so we're trying to turn it around.
All right, guys. Well, we're going to have to sign it off here tonight. So on behalf of Big Dude, Stephen Davis, Yaacov Yisrael, the Grizz, Jimmy Kennedy, my name's Skip Rowell. Thanks for joining us on Lions Live, and we'll look forward to seeing you here on Friday from 5 to 7. Have a great night, and Lord bless. Stay tuned for regular programming here with Dana coming right up.
after the sale with an exclusive 6-month warranty on everything. And yes, we mean
Great job,
everything. Plus, receive special pricing on all accessories. Bank financing is available to qualified buyers. Get out and enjoy fall camping season with help from Bill's Happy Camper, 15 North Water Street in Mill Hall. Call 570-726-7400 or visit billshappycamper.com. Keeping you happy makes us happy at Bill's Happy Camper.
Ryan Newman wins the Goodies Fast Relief 500.
Hi, this is Ryan Newman. If you are a veteran or service member, don't forget to sign up for your free eBenefits account. Just go to www.ebenefits.va.gov.
Brought to you by the Department of Veterans Affairs.
Hey, it's Dana on News Talk 970 WBLF.
Right here in North Carolina, the very mean-spirited, wrong-headed decision by your legislature and governor to pass and sign House Bill 2